Hi, I'm Kenny Moran, a producer-engineer based in Los Angeles, and here I guess we're taking a look at the Dynaudios, the Dynaudio Air 15's that I've been using in my little production room here at the Dam Studio, as we like to call it. The studio has myself, Nathan East, and producer-writer Tom Keene. And yeah, the Dynaudio Airs. I've been using Dynaudios for mixing and recording for just over 10 years, and I've gone through several models. I like them all. A few name droppings. Well, you know, Nathan East, first of all. You can see the bass guitar sitting around here. Nathan's here and kind of just grabs whatever's on the wall and starts playing. So that's one of the bigger names that I get the fun and pleasure of working with. But Earth, Wind & Fire, working with them next week. I've worked with them for the last year, but on this new record that they have coming out, their anniversary album. Anita Baker, where Nathan wrote 2 songs on it and I engineered for those. And then I've worked with all kinds of people. I've done remixes for Sting, for TLC, some of my own productions. Finally, I'm going to work on some of my own music coming up. And you name it. I've worked with Toto, Whitney Houston, John Legend. I've had BM10s, BM15As, BM6s, 6As. I have the Air 6s, now the 15 6s. They have a great mid-range presence, which is clear. They have a fantastic bottom end. And again, if I'm doing a lot of R&B like I am, I need the clarity without a sub. I like subs at times, but only when they're tuned with the room. So I need a speaker that can actually give me some kind of representation that makes sense and translates. And unlike Genelecs, because I've used Genelecs for a while, at the time it was, you know, am I going to have BM15As versus 1031s? I just found that whenever I was mixing on Genelecs, I always ended the session fatigued. And I just find it's just a little too bright for me, and I just end up having ear fatigue by the end of the day. Whereas the Dynes, I can go much longer on any given day, and it's a much more natural sound to me. And I know that, you know, you have to take that as a personal, you know, thought behind something, but for me that's what works. And like I said, it's been 10 years, so I doubt I'll be leaving them anytime soon. These particular Air 15s come with me. It doesn't matter what the session is, it doesn't matter if I'm tracking or if I'm mixing, and almost every time when I'm there, you know, the other engineers in the room all sit back and go, whoa, what are those? And there's a couple of reasons. The Airs, the Air series, are capable of having an AES input. And with today, since we're all recording into Pro Tools, let's say 99% of us, usually I come right off the console, come into Pro Tools, come out of Pro Tools AES directly to the monitors. So I'm not monitoring back through the board per se, I'm moving through the board. And that's usually when everyone sits up and takes notice. In analog mode, they're a very good speaker, but I find certainly with the marriage with TC, the D to A's in them are just unsurpassable. They just sound phenomenal. And so when we put them in AES mode, everyone goes, whoa, hey, there's an image here that wasn't there. You know, when we're listening on the other mains in the room, it's like, well, that's why they're here. You know, and that's my go-to. You can still see I have my NS10s right beside them. I have my NS10s and I have my Airs, and guaranteed if I'm working in the studio, you'll see both.